The United States justice system gives every individual the right to a fair trial, which means hearing arguments from both the defense and the prosecution. On the opposing side, we have Devin Ahern and Roxana Marifar to give us the facts from a different angle.
Well, we feel that the officers couldn't conclude that he was not drinking or if under any sort of substance from just one mere sentence that he actually answered within. Phil Felon was very non-responsive in all of their conversations, and we feel that that justified the need to pull him out of the car.
Also the fact that one sentence that he did say was him asking to leave, which created even more suspicion.
Right.
What is your reply to the respondent's argument that the confession and the gun should not be used as evidence?
Well, we believe that the confession and gun were obtained legally and constitutionally because they were part of the drunk driving investigation. And we've established that drunk driving DUI checkpoints are constitutional. They've been upheld by U.S. Supreme Court.
So do you believe that any constitutional laws were broken that night?
No. We feel that there was no infringements on his Fourth Amendment rights or 14th Amendment rights because the whole process was part of the investigation to see if he was intoxicated.
Although perhaps just isn't the correct word in question, the major problem with a statement like that, though, is if we don't protect every aspect of constitutional freedom, we open up a door to a lot of kind of areas in which abrogations of people's constitutional rights will take place. If we don't be stringent about guarding every aspect of those rights, we may lose a lot of them, and that could send a lot of innocent people to jail or even to the executioner's chair. And the price that we pay to have this court trial, this for instance case reversed, is nowhere near as great as the rights we would lose if we allowed that to happen.
The case of Philip D. Felon may just be the story of a burglary gone wrong, but the fact is, 4 innocent people died that night. With over 680,000 murders a year in the United States alone, we cannot allow any guilty man or woman to go free on account of a technicality. Although every individual's rights must be protected, we must let justice be served. This has been Katie Martinez reporting to you about a Supreme Court case that challenges the constitutional rights we were born with.
I want to welcome you all to a very special edition of White Line. We have been given the opportunity to take an in-depth look at our governor. Earlier today we were able to follow him around the Capitol, go through his daily routine, see what it is like in his work and in his life, and then later tonight we'll be given the opportunity to talk with him personally, one-on-one, see what he has to say both about his life and work and youth and government as a whole. Governor Lopez Ayala begins his day with a positive attitude and a friendly approach. At 8 o'clock, he attends joint session and speaks to his delegates. After joint session, he will converse with his friends and officers and will eventually make it to a TV interview to discuss his experience at Sacramento.
Deliver good speeches. Good speaker.
No, I meant the speech I just gave.
He is the bomb. The bomb.
Okay, let's talk cigars. Have you had a chance to see the tent?
Yes, I have. Where the youth governor's office is actually in one of his council rooms, and from right outside the window, you can see the cigar tent.
I
Haven't been there yet, but it's because I don't smoke.
You got to try every now and then a cigar.
when I'm of age.
Good answers.
Thank you very much. This is the first time I've seen you all weekend. Come by the office to get a picture with you. Love the hair.
An hour later, Javier will walk from the convention center to the Capitol building, where he will meet with his cabinet members. Before entering, he has to stand in line, just like everybody else. In the office, Javier organizes his work and talks to Maggie, his chief of staff, to work out his appointments for the rest of the day. I was talking with my friend about a week ago before we were at SAC about how excited I was and she was too for the trip. And we both had such high expectations of it, mainly because Forum was a lot of fun last year. And then all of a sudden I got extremely scared that it wasn't going to be fun because of my high expectations. But she reminded me that this year was very different. I think both myself and all of you know that there is a lot of zest and color and activity and vocal energy this year. And I think the main difference is our governor. Governor Lopez Ayala. He brings inspiration and hope and joy and fun and dancing that no other governor has brought. That is why I am very excited to introduce to you Governor Lopez Ayala. So, first of all, to start us off, how have you been?
I have been doing extremely well, and how are you doing, India?
I'm good, I'm fabulous. Is
Wow.
Sacramento everything you expected?
And more. It's been an adventure. It's been fun. A lot of walking, though.
A lot of walking, but I hope you've been doing a lot of dancing because I've heard you are a fabulous dancer.
I don't like to brag, but I do have a couple of moves in me, but wouldn't say fabulous. But yeah, I've been doing quite my share of dancing.
Good. Well, let me just say that the reason I was so excited to do this interview was because of the speech that you made at Bob 1 this year. It was a very, very inspirational speech, and you talked about why you joined YNG and your living situation, everything about you. It drew everyone into you in a way I haven't seen before. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
You do remember. So was that speech hard to make to all those delegates at your first Bob 1?
It was something that we had been thinking about. We wanted to continue with our theme about making a difference and finding something you're passionate about. And we usually don't write my speeches until the morning that I give them. So that morning I was meeting with my chief of staff, and we were just writing, and I said, why don't we use this? And so I just wrote it and then gave it. But it was a very emotional topic, but I was happy to share it with people, and I hope that they did take something from it.